Hey, what's up guys, it's Draco Malfoy here. I'm just kidding, what is up guys, it's Summer Hollingsworth here, and I am back today with a brand new story time. And to be honest, this is one of the worst stories that has ever happened to me, so I've also kind of realized that like every story I really have to tell is fucking terrible. Like there's never like, hey, this is a good ass story, this is something awesome that happened to me. It's always something fucking terrible. So today's story is going to be pretty much the worst day that I ever had in my entire life. And I've had a ton of really bad days, so this is definitely like a really terrible story. So like usual, before I start this story, I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory. This story took place when I was a junior in high school, and I haven't really told the world, but back when I was a junior in high school, I was probably one of the biggest stoners at my entire school. I just fucking love smoking weed. I don't do it anymore, literally almost never anymore, because it makes me an extremely unproductive human and I can't get shit done when I'm high. So I quit when I moved to college, but back when this happened, it was an every single day thing for me to be high. This story also takes place right after Christmas, and I had just received a beautiful watch, a Rolex watch that had been passed down through my family literally for probably like 2 or 3 generations. My dad gave it to me and it meant the world to him. And I thought I was the shit, so I wore this all the time. Like I could not take it off. It meant everything to me. I also just got the brand new iPhone, which was a big deal because money was tight back then. So having a new iPhone was like the best thing that had ever happened to me at the time. I was just so happy. It had been one of the best Christmases ever, to be honest. It didn't get much better than that Christmas. I remember going to school that week with my brand new Rollie on, a brand new iPhone, just feeling like the shit. Literally walking around school like my shit did not fucking stink. Also, back when I was in school, I liked to party a lot. Back when I was in high school, I partied all the time, and my mom really didn't care that I partied that much as long as like I got my shit done. My mom was the type of parent that if I had good grades and still focused on what was important, she didn't really care if I went out and had fun, which was dope, and I loved that so much. Thank you so much, Mom, for being so awesome. But every once in a while, partying kind of came back and bit me in the ass, as partying usually does. So after a week of school, the next step was to obviously go out to a party with my brand new Rollie and my brand new phone and flex on every other single kid there. I remember when Friday night rolled around, I was so damn excited. I was like, this is gonna be the best night ever. I'm gonna go out and have fun with my friends. I'm gonna go out and flex my new watch and feel like the shit for the night. And that Friday, everyone was talking about this gigantic party that was gonna be taking place. Everyone was gonna be there. At the time, I had this friend named Lauren, and she drove us to literally every single party ever. She was so awesome, and she was our driver for that night. Before going to the party, she picked up me, my best friend Austin, my little brother, and she brought along her little brother Michael as well. So on the way there, we're just bumping music, getting so hyped to be at this party because everyone's gonna be there. We're so excited. We stop, we pick up a bottle of Ciroc. And before we get there, we pretty much finish this entire bottle of Ciroc between me, my best friend Austin, my little brother, and Lauren's little brother as well. Lauren didn't drink because she was driving, but the rest of us were completely fucking smashed before we even made it into this party. I also, because I was a stoner at the time and loved smoking, had thought it was a great idea to bring a grinder full of weed to a party. When we finally get there, we walk outside and there are cars lined for miles, and all you can hear is loud music and see kids walking in and out of the party, and it just looks so lit. We walk into the house, and of course the kid out front is charging $5 a person to get in because that's what Vegas parties do. They charge you to get in. It's kind of bullshit. But we didn't care because it was a poppin' party, and we're like, okay, take our money, we're going inside. We make it inside, and literally you can't even walk inside of this house. It was like a house full of packed sardines. Everyone wall to wall is like this, trying to have a good time, literally like, hey, this is fucking weird. But like, can you really complain? You're at a party so lit and so poppin' that you can't even walk. Not to mention that I was, you know, really deep on Ciroc too and could barely even walk as it was. So that just made things, you know, that much worse. For those of you that don't know though, if a party is like that lit, it is really hard, you know, to stick with the group that you've got when you originally walk in. So we all walk in, we're trying to stick together, and it just doesn't work. Everyone gets split up. I end up by myself, really fucked up, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, I don't know where my friends are. What can I do to go have fun? I'm gonna go dance on the dance floor. I start dancing literally by my damn self, not giving 2 shits, just dancing, having a great time. Turnt Summer was loving his life, and while I'm, you know, doing my thing, a girl comes up to me and starts dancing with me, and I'm like, okay, for sure. Like this is cool. I'm happy with this. This is great. I don't even know how this happened, but she ends up turning around and starts kissing me. We start making out, doing our thing. I was not with Tana when this happened, by the way. This was when I was a junior in high school, keep in mind, and I hadn't hooked up with too many girls. So I'm like, okay, this night is going great. And I'm like, okay, for sure. This has never happened to me at a party before, but I'm not mad. And then my bladder's like, nah, sorry, bro. You have to pee right now. You're about to piss yourself. Go to the bathroom. So I tell this girl, I'm like, stay right here. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. And At this point, I'm really turned, and it's become very apparent to me. Like, I'm not just like thinking that I was sober. Like, it was a struggle to even be in that party. I walk in the bathroom. After peeing, I take off my nice ass watch to wash my hands, and that was, I hated getting water underneath my watch. It just drove me insane. So I'd always take it off, put it back on. So I wash my hands, and I walk right out of the bathroom without picking up the watch that my dad gave me. And that's when the night started to make its really bad turn. It was going so good, and then alcohol made it go so bad. I leave the watch in the bathroom. I walk back out. I'm looking for that girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing. That was great. I was having a good ass time. Let's go. I can't find her anywhere, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the backyard. And as I'm headed to the backyard, all hell breaks loose in this party. Like, people start screaming. People start running off in different directions, like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, I need to go to the backyard. I'm about to get trampled to fucking death right now. So I pushed people out of my way. I'm like, get out my way, get out my way, get out my way. And the one thing that I see is Lauren, the girl that drove me there, literally punching the girl that I was just hooking up with in the face, like, boop, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh my God. People around screaming about cops being on their way, and all hell is breaking loose because of this fight that's happening. Turns out this fight happened because Lauren was in the backyard smoking a blunt, and the girl that I was hooking up with came up to her and was like, hey, can I hit your blunt? And Lauren, not knowing this girl at all, looks at her and is like, no, I don't know you. Why in the hell would I let you hit this blunt? And the girl that I had hooked up with looks at her and goes, really? You're a fucking bitch. Stop being a fucking bitch. Let me hit it. And Lauren's like, no, I'm not letting you hit this. What the fuck? And the girl's like, all right then, fuck you. Boom, and punches Lauren in the face. Lauren wasn't really a person to, take shit from people. So Lauren proceeded to beat the living shit out of this girl, and this girl deserved it. So now the party's all messed up. The girl that I was hooking up with, I'm definitely not gonna be hooking up with anymore because Lauren is beating the shit out of her. And I didn't know it yet, but my dad's prized possession, his Rolex that he gave me, is in a bathroom, and I have no idea that it's even there. So the night's already going really bad. But not too bad. It's a bad night, but not too bad. While seeing them fight though, my first thought is, oh shit, this is gonna be a dope ass video. I'm gonna record it. I check my pockets, and I can't find my brand new cell phone anywhere. It is nowhere to be found at all. So I start to freak the hell out, like, oh my God, where's my phone? There are 100 people in there. Where is my phone? Holy shit. I run back into the party while all of this is happening. I go back into the bathroom, look around, didn't see my watch. Someone had already stolen it, and then I look in the bottom of the toilet, and my brand new cell phone was at the bottom of the toilet. My brand new cell phone. I just got like angry talking about this. I take it out, I put, obviously my wet ass cell phone in my pocket with, hopes of fixing it with like rice or something. By the way, it never got fixed. That phone was broken forever. So I head back out to the front of the party looking for my friends, and I find my little brother and Lauren's little sister, Michael. Both of them tell me that Lauren is coming, she's pulling the car up, and we're gonna get out of there as soon as we find Austin. Lauren pulls up in the car and is like, yo, let's go. Cops are gonna be here. So I hop in her car, my little brother hops in her car, and Michael hops in her car, and we're all looking for Austin, like, where's Austin? We have to go right now. Where is Austin? He finally runs up to the car, and instead of being like, yo, let's go, let's get out of here, he looks at me and goes, dude, what are you doing? We can find another ride home. This party is gonna get lit. These people are stupid. No cops are showing up. I promise you. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Cops are gonna be here any minute. You are so stupid. Let's go. And he's like, no, dude, come on. I talked to the owner of the house, and he said that it's still gonna keep going on. Let's go. We can totally go have fun. Like, it's not over, I promise. And being stupid and kind of intoxicated, I make an even worse decision after already having a really bad night to head back into that party with Austin. And I was hoping that that would be, the turnaround of my night, because it had already gone really shitty, actually. I just wanted to make it better. So I hop out of Lauren's car with Austin, and we start walking back towards this party, at which point I notice that the watch on my wrist is gone, and I freak the hell out. I'm like, oh my God, it is gone. I have no idea where it's at. Oh my God, my dad is gonna kill me. I literally start having like a mental breakdown, like a panic attack. I'm like, holy shit, I have no idea where it could be. So instead of walking back into the party like I was supposed to, I sit down on the curb, and I'm like, Austin, I need a minute. I need to sit down and think and rethink my steps, where the hell I could have lost it. He sits down with me. He's like, all right, where could it be? Where could it be? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't. While sitting down with him, 3 or 4 of my other friends that I had at the party come up and find me, and they're like, dude, what's wrong? I'm like, I lost my watch. I don't know where it is. This was my dad's most prized possession. I am so screwed. Help me. And they're like, all right, let's go back in. So we all start to walk back towards this party, and as we do so, of course, the second that we start to walk back towards it, we look back and we see not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 squad cars all come around the corner. 2 2 at a time. So boop, boop, straight towards us. And none of us know what to do. We're like, do we like casually try to walk back to the party? Do we run? No one really knows. We figured if we just walked back casually that they wouldn't say anything and that they would just, let us walk back into a party. I don't know what was going through my 16-year-old brain. I was an idiot. Just be chill. Just be chill. Don't run. While walking back towards the party, scared shitless, I remember that I have a grinder full of weed in my pocket. And if I hadn't already been in panic mode already, literally sweating bullets head to toe, just drenching myself in sweat, knowing that if these cops stop us, we are completely screwed. So as these cops creep up slower and slower behind me, I keep kind of peeking back towards them while trying to not, look at them because I didn't want to look suspicious. And they just keep getting closer and closer and closer. Right when they get behind my 4 or 5 person group of friends, they all turn their lights on and they stop their cars and shine those bright ass police lights on our backs. Literally like we were criminals, like we robbed a fucking bank or something. There ends up being like 6 officers that get out of this car and they stop all of us. Keep in mind, normally a cop wouldn't be able to like stop us if I was over 18, but I was 16 when this happened, so I was out past curfew technically, which means they're allowed to stop me and do whatever the hell they want. They're allowed to search me, whatever. I was so screwed. They walk over to all 5 of us and one by one they start to search us. I'm sitting on a curb and I'm looking around thinking, what do I do? I have a grinder and weed in my pocket and there are 6 officers. Behind me was a really, really big fence with a school behind it, and there was nothing but houses for probably like 2 or 3 miles straight. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I can run from the fucking police right now and possibly get a felony for running from the police, or I can sit here and hope that he lets me go. The night already had really, really, really bad luck. And I knew if I sat there, he was gonna find it and he was gonna get me in trouble. But I knew if I ran, then I was really, really gonna be screwed. Because at that point, now I'm getting beat up by the police and now I have a felony on my record. So I made the intelligent decision to just sit down and slowly await my fate. One by one, they search my friends and every single person gets searched. They don't find anything on all of my friends. And as they finish searching every friend, I am more and more filled with anxiety. It gets to the point where I'm actually almost at the point of tears because of how bad I am freaking out. Finally, they call me up and of course, they search me and obviously the first thing that they find within 5 seconds is this big grinder full of weed. They open it up right in front of me and he goes, yeah, it's weed. He has weed on him. My reaction is to just give him the biggest sob story that I possibly can. And I start telling this officer how I was wanting to go to med school and how this is gonna ruin my chances of med school, which was true. At the time I wanted to be a doctor. That also was freaking me out even more because I know that my mom is going to kill me when she gets this phone call. And I actually start crying, which is really, really embarrassing, but I cry like a little baby. And I beg this man to let me go and just say, please, please, please let me go. But that wasn't happening. My luck did not change. It had been bad all night long and was not getting any better. Turns out his superior was around, his officer, and he's like, no, you're not letting this guy go. And that cop ended up giving me a ticket for weed and drug paraphernalia, which just sucked. Literally my heart was completely in shambles by the end of this. I was a emotional wreck. I got my first ticket of my entire life, and not only that, it was for drugs, which I knew for a fact could hurt my chances at med school, and my mom was going to actually kill me. For some reason, they didn't actually end up calling my parents, which was the weirdest thing in the world to me. I thought for sure they'd have to call them and have them pick me up, but I ended up just calling Lauren. They told me to call someone to pick me up, and I called Lauren. She came back and got me. That week, obviously, I had to tell my mom what happened. She was so mad at me. Even though my mom was pissed, I'm still really thankful that she took it so much easier on me than she should have. But after getting one of the biggest lectures of my entire life, my mom ended up being really, really, really cool and understanding because I'd never been in trouble for anything major like that in my whole life. And she was a lot chiller than I thought she was gonna be. After the initial lecturing, of course, this ticket just ended up getting me a ton of different drug classes where they make you feel like you're a drug addict and you have a problem with your life and you have to fix it. But there was one drug class that stuck out to me that I have to tell you guys about. We ended up sitting down and listing, all of the good and bad things about marijuana, and my drug class was full of all these stoner kids, and one of them was actually high at a drug class, which is just ridiculous. But we ended up, and our drug counselor was actually you guys are kind of right. I guess we can't name more bad things and good things. So, all right, on to the next topic. And it was kind of counterintuitive, you know, to having a drug class. But yeah, most of them were like, drugs will ruin your fucking life. Drugs are the worst thing ever. But most of the kids in there were there for like weed and not like, you know, heroin or like fucking meth. And that's kind of what they were talking about in those classes. Thankfully, this was also before I was 18, and it's now like gone forever off my record, which I am so happy about. And that kid that was super high in the drug class at one point actually asked me if I wanted to buy weed from him, like a fucking moron. Why would you ever? You're in a drug class. Stop. Anyways, though, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for fucking sucking and not posting. The last couple of months, I went so hard in school and worked my ass off and got the best grades that I ever had in my entire life. So I apologize for neglecting all of you so much, and I really hope that you will forgive me. I promise I'll make it up to you. Please, if you enjoyed this, leave a like on this video. Follow me on all my social media down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.